Good morning, world. Hello, everyone. Just thought I would give you guys and girls a bit of an update on the Citroen Ami. So, it's been about 2.5 weeks from my last did a video. I've been driving around here and there. I've covered 360 miles. It's just been in the dealer for the last 5-6 days for the second time to get a couple of things done. So, I had to have the passenger side lock replaced because the door it swung open one day when I first got the car. In fact, the first day I got the car, the door opened by itself. I wasn't sure if it was closed properly, but there was a recall for the lock and it was known to do that. So they've replaced the lock. Sadly, they've done a little bit of damage on the back panel. Obviously trying to get the panel back on, they've marked it somehow. And there's some blade marks. I don't know what they've done there, but I'll show that to the dealer when I go back. They replaced the wheel trim that was fractured, which I was really grateful for because that was probably me putting it on when it was really brittle. They managed to fit the net in the front here because the little welded nut was missing. And we've got the bag holder fitted now, and the little orange button has been stuck down again, but it doesn't really stay stuck for very long. The big thing was the leak. I've been going on about the leak for weeks and weeks, and it's been in twice for the leak. So I was all excited to get the Ami back, dry, all good, but no, they said still no fix for the leak. I was like, oh my God, are you kidding me? They were like, well, no, we're still waiting for a solution from Citroen. So I'm like, wow. So I've basically had the car with you for like 10, 11 days in total, and it still leaks. And they were like, yep, still leaks. So we've identified where the leak's coming from. Well, I think I know where it's coming from. I'm going to try and show you. I think I showed you already, but I'll show you again. There's a wee area just in there, just where my fingers are here. Sorry, guys. There's a wee area there. And I think water's being spat up by the back wheel, and it's coming through, up and over. And water also appears on the front floor. Right literally where the suitcase would go, in between the seams, the water comes up because there's no sealant, it's just a foam strip. And on this car, a lot of the panels don't line up very well. The plastic panels are very misaligned. So you can probably see here on this panel here, for example, you can put your finger in there. There's like a gap. So they're just not really well aligned there. And it's the same. In fact, it's worse on that side. You can sort of see here as well. Sorry. I'm still in the lead, everybody. There's no change there. And there's a gap I can put my finger. You actually feel the foam in behind there. So it's still leaking. I'm like, well, what do I do? So they said, look, Anthony, I'll be honest with you. If I were you, I would go back to Citroen Ami and say, look, you want another Ami? This isn't good enough. You know, I've paid nearly £9,000 for a vehicle that leaks. So I said, yeah, you're right. I think I've had a lot of issues. There's been really bad service at the beginning. There's been a plethora of small, niggly little problems. So I thought, yeah, okay, I'll do that. So I sent them an email and I said, look, I bought an Ami. It's been leaking from day one. There's as yet no solution to fix this, which means I've bought a vehicle that really isn't fit for purpose. And although people have said it's not a real car, it's a quadricycle, it still shouldn't leak. I mean, come on, people, I shouldn't have wet feet. Water shouldn't be flooding into the floor. So, I think that's pretty justified. So I said that. I said, look, I would like to get another one, or I want to reject this one and maybe get a replacement one. Please, come back to me at your earliest convenience. I got a reply back, amazingly, later that day to say they'd be in touch with me in 14 days. So, who knows? I don't really think much will happen, to be honest, but it's worth a try. I think that the dealer knows that this vehicle maybe can't be sealed up properly. I think they've seen something and they're not really telling me, but I did ask, can't you just put some sealant on it and just solve the problem? They said, well, not really, because if we seal it up, the sealant will just fail again and then it'll just keep on leaking and you'll be at it all the time. So I think there's maybe something going on with the particular build of this car, Ami, that's stopping the leak from being fixed. So it's been a bit frustrating, to be honest. I still love it. I've been really enjoying driving around in it. When I've had it, I've really enjoyed it. When the sun's out, it's way better. It's warmer inside. The battery range is a bit better. it's a much better thing. There's still a lot of frustrations with it, I think, because it's been built as a quadricycle, as a glorified golf buggy, I guess. There are some things that are very, very poorly done. Like I said in the last video, all of the debris, stones, grit, all get washed up at the back. So it's all getting sprayed up in the back here. You can hear it pinging all behind you here. So you're driving along, all the stones and stuff ping up around inside here and ping off the frame. In the front of the car, all of the debris and grit can be washed up to the front, just below the windscreen line. And at the back, grit can get washed up. So it really needs wheel arch liners. I think if they put wheel arch liners on, proper wheel arch liners, it would make a massive difference. And instead of having foam, little foam joints between the plastic panels that overlap, they should just seal them up. They've obviously done this perhaps for future maintenance or recycling purposes, maybe to make it easier. I think the vehicle has been built to be recycled after its use. I don't think this thing will last 5 winters in Britain. That's the truth. If this isn't rust proofed, it's not going to last. And people have said the electrics will be fine, you know, they're all sealed up. Yes, they are, but not to the same degree as a motorcycle. I ride motorbikes, I'm in the motorbike industry, and I know watertight electrics when I see them. The electrics in this vehicle are hit and miss. Some look watertight, others don't. And yesterday when I picked it up from the garage, I heard like a sizzling sound coming from underneath my seat. It could have been something different. Maybe I was, I don't know, but it was enough for me to pull over, and I looked underneath, looked around. I couldn't see anything amiss. So fingers crossed there's nothing wrong. I just feel like I'm always moaning about this car, and I don't want to. I really do enjoy it, and I do think it's cool. It's a really fun little thing to whiz around in, but unfortunately it's very flawed, and the service and I think the sales model they use is just really bad. They don't really get the dealers' involvement, so they're doing everything directly to the public, but the aftercare's not there, and the product knowledge isn't there. Even the dealers don't know what they're fixing, and I think hence why there's probably some little marks in this car. I can show you. Is because they're basically guessing at stuff. So let me pop out and I'll turn this off, and I'm going to try and show you this little couple of wee things. It's only very minor, guys, but you might not be able to see. But you can see. I don't know if you can see this, but on the plastic there, it's been chipped. The edge of the plastic's been chipped off. I don't know if you can see that there, guys, but it's kind of hard to focus with this telephone. But they've basically chipped off the plastic, and inside here they've had to do some work on resealing this area up, and there's some blade marks here in rough plastic you can catch your fingernail on. So they've tried to obviously get the panel back in again, but it's not a perfect job, if I'm honest. The doors line up a bit better. This one still doesn't line up very well because they've obviously adjusted the door again, so there's a bit of a gap here, so it doesn't line up perfectly well. They replaced the wheel trim as well, so that's good. But all in all, it's just... Oh, and one of the little clips on the back panel here on that side's loose. They've obviously had to lift it off, so it's gone a wee bit loose. So there's just little niggly things that seem to be cropping up. Will they give me another one? I don't know. Will they exchange it? Will I be able to get a replacement? I don't know. I reckon it's going to be quite a difficult process to go through. I think I've got grounds. I think I've had enough problems to justify me wanting another one. I love this particular one because it's mine. I've been driving it. I enjoy it. But ultimately, if the ceiling can't be fixed to stop the water from getting in from underneath, then I've got no choice but to fight and try to get my money back or get another one. So that's my 360 mile update. Still not the shiniest review, I'm sorry, but hopefully things will get better as we go forward to the summer. And when I get some updates, I'll let you know. I am going to do the front and back strip off like I've been promising, so I can show you some of the underneath innards, the welding and so on. That's going to happen. It's just been really cold here. It's warming up now, but once the weather's a bit better, I'll do that. And if there's any questions or any comments, please let me know. And apologies to all those that think I'm just moaning. It's just not my intention. I just want to give you guys a really realistic ownership experience of this, because these are still very early adopter type vehicles, and I think the more knowledge that you have, good and bad, it'll allow you to make a more informed decision about buying one. At the moment, I would say 50-50. If you really like it, go for it. Be prepared for some poor service. That's all I would say. The Citroen dealers themselves are very good. I think the technician there hasn't been so hot. When he first adjusted the doors, they rattled worse than before. There's a few little rough parts there, but in terms of all the other service, they've been brilliant. They've given me really good courtesy cars. They've been very polite. So Worthing Motors have done a fantastic job. Sadly, when you take your vehicle in for repair, there's always a risk that things will be marked or a little bit damaged. That's just the way things can go. So kudos to them for being so helpful, and let's hope that the Ami team come back soon. So there we are, guys. Sorry again, and we will see you on the next one. All the best. Bye, everyone. Drive safe. Bye.